Hi guys. And Julie said, "Thanks for being so dedicated." Well, I mean, I like it, right? I think it's. I don't know. Oh, hi Patricia. Hi everybody. Just waiting for you all to come back. But yeah, I feel like it's weird. Like sometimes I get sometimes tired. Of course, it's normal. But I do believe, and I could be wrong, of course, that this is just a moment in history that we are living it like very intensely. Okay, so I feel like this, even though this is like a lot of time and everything, it's also very rewarding because it's like I don't know, it's very intense, right? I feel like if I didn't have this, I would still be thinking about it. You know what I mean? It's not like I would be like not think I'd be doing like many other things or something. I feel like it helps me, with everything. And it helps me too in a way to center, to understand my purpose because I'm doing this other thing but in a way it creates a whole other like spiritual foundation to everything. And I hate, like, I don't want to be like cheesy and like new agey or whatever, but it's sort of like, I don't know. I feel like it's like making sense of life because what is that book? Man's Search for Meaning. Oh, hi, Marilyn. Nice to see you. So, yes, I saw you. Hi. Um, so we're just talking, Marilyn, just about we always like kind of chat, just talking about this new reality of how I was going to say anyway, of how, like, dealing with this moment that we're living and how it like exactly, Viktor Frankl, so social media. So I feel like, I know for me the hardest thing in life is meaning. It's not right, with all the hardships and all the ups and downs. I feel like when you understand meaning and understand power, your reason for living, right, and in a way, in that way, I feel like it's so much easier. Everything becomes easier. So that's what I feel right now. It's like, personally, I feel like my life makes a lot of sense now when it didn't make sense a while back. Even the things that I was doing before this were making sense because of this moment. But I think it added a dimension that's kind of amazing. So that's why I feel like it is dedication, but it's also like, I feel like a power. There's something that makes me feel powerful. I think you guys too. Barbara said, between stimulus and response, there's a space, and that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Victor, did it? Wow, that's amazing. That's perfect. Wow. Well, yeah, it's amazing. So wait, who's Ro? Who's Ro? Oh, Rosie, that's me. Oh, who's this person? Ro. They mention often Ro. Ro, who's that? I was like, oh, did I miss someone? That's oh, interesting. Yeah, kind of funny. Oh, hello, classic. So anyway, so yeah, no, I just said I'm grounded. Yeah, I don't know, guys, but I feel like I've been through. So, well, not be like talk about my story or whatever, but it just feels like interesting. Yeah, no, but that's nice. That's nice. It's just like a row. Who's that row? Row. So anyway, so so yeah, guys. So anyway, so this is why I feel like it's not like dedication, but it's more almost like finding meaning in all of this, right? I feel like it's so hard. And I think it was, who was it? It was Ruth who said the other day, survival. Yes. Ruth said the other day, are these people even human? Sometimes you don't even understand. So Lou, who's Lou? I don't know who's it. Oh, Lucian. Okay. Yeah. So I just feel like it's I don't know. It's hard to even deal with everything. So it makes more sense now. No, not a this, and I'm getting a sense, guys, now that I'm talking about this, that it is like this kind of like female power. And I never, it's funny, I haven't thought about it before or whatever. I wasn't connected or as connected to this, right? And I feel like now it's a new era, okay? And Marilyn saying they go out of their way to be mean to exactly. It's almost like, but that's the thing about their hatred. It's like it's their core, because really, what do they stand for other than hatred and taking? It's like they don't do anything. You know what I mean? They're not like, oh, let's build this, let's change, let's make something better. It's like, no, how do I guarantee mine first? How do I get billions? Whatever, who cares about them? You know, to hell with them. I feel like they really don't care at all. They just want to get paid. Like they want to get the big bucks. Okay, really. So because I remember the moment there was a time reading it 1 or 2 ago where I was talking about Kennedy and this idea of public service. Isn't that, it seems like so far away when people were in the government to serve. It seems like years, like decades ago. But now it's like, no, how do I profit from the government? But it's not going to be long, guys. So anyways, so maybe Adam Schiff, yeah, exactly. This is public. So okay, guys. So let's now try to. I'm gonna go back to where we left in that reading. I don't have a lot for this part of the reading anyway. To look into the Russia stuff. Okay. So what happens next? Okay. It was like what happens once the information, once Trump looks like he's gonna leave, and the deal is revealed. So what happens? Okay. All right. So I just want to finish it because otherwise I'll lose the thread. Okay, I want to make sure okay, all right. So this is public answer. So the issues with money become public. They have to move away. Okay, and this is an answer and meetings. And they're upset, dispiacere, and they had meetings. Now, I feel like the meeting, and I wonder what this means exactly. I don't know, like. They have meetings or they have conversations. I mean, I don't know exactly, but basically they're upset and they have to leave. That's what it feels like. Okay. And now this looks like this is also the blackmail card, the government. So they may blackmail the government, or the American government may make them like really push them, really pressure them, because there's a card of a lot of pressure, okay? And this is money again, upside down, a letter. Now, I feel like this could be, what was Diane asking me about? Was the name? Sanctions. This could be the sanctions, okay? Financial sanctions laws, okay? So there's government, this is like government laws or government decisions, okay? They make them upset, pressure them in relationship to their money. Now this isn't, look at this, oh my God, this card, it hasn't come up yet. It's just the new Italian, the new Italian group of cards. And I have to show because this card is amazing. Look at it's called, this is a card of the Trump supporters, I call it. I deliranti, the delirious. Look at those people, crazy. Look at them. Oh my God, I love it. Deliranti. Oh my God, it's crazy. Like they're like kind of like they're trying to like turn things upside down, but they're like kind of like don't quite know where they're going. They're kind of anarchists, basically, I think. So in some way, on a greater sense. So they go crazy. They're like, oh, and a journey, which is a foreign influence. Okay, so it also, you know, the thing this reminded me of, like, yes, exactly. So, you know, it reminded me of that. I feel like Russia supports all the alt-right people. This reminded me of the alt-right, kind of like anarchy and like creating chaos, drunk people in the middle of the night, kind of like, you know, group of intent, like breaking things. So I feel like there's like, I feel like they go crazy, or they, you know, the deliranti also means a person who's not aware of like, of the relationship, like the truth versus the reality. Okay. And so I feel like if you think about it, also they pushed this narrative that Russia is powerful, that Russia this, but the reality they have, and I wish, guys, it would be so much, they have the same GDP as Italy. Imagine if for Italy, I would so much prefer to be with Italy, you know, to be like, oh, Italy is Italy, no, Italy is the greatest. Imagine if we're like, Italy is the great, like, because they have the same power. Isn't that crazy? Just because they're good at propaganda, and this is why they bought their own propaganda. Okay, essentially they created the propaganda deliranti. So it's like fake news made people believe this bullshit, but that's not how things roll. So I feel like it's like coming back to reality. Okay, yeah, they kind of can keep a government together, but you know what I mean. So, but what I mean by that, obviously, they seem to be nicer than the the Russians. But it's weird because the Russians created this false idea that they were extremely powerful, and they were because they were able to get into the government. But as far as money is concerned, they're not particularly powerful. They're not dominant. Okay, so this is what I feel like, deliranti. So it's almost like the U.S. government, like, you know, Mueller's like, yo, bitches, shut up, get your place, you know your place, get down. Like, you know, somebody talks to them, like Obama did and Hillary. Like, who the fuck do you think you are, bitches? Get the fuck out of here. And so I feel like the other important thing here is that they figure out that what works against them is financial sanctions. I've read this everywhere, because you have twice the money thing becomes public, and the money here they lose. I feel like that's what's going to kill them is financial sanctions, much more than war or anything. So they're going to, I think that what they're going to do, I've said this before, let me just pull more cards, is that they're going to confiscate their money. First thing, boom. They're going to do everything. Oh, hi, Terry. Hi, nice to see you again. So I feel like what we're talking about, I'm just finishing up the thing about the Russia stuff, okay? Here, because we talked for a while, and now we're just now going back to the cards. So anyway, just saying that I think Russia they're gonna suffer financial consequences. That the government figure out that the only way to get to them is to cut their money. So I feel like Mueller is going to trace the money laundering and is going to put an ending to it by just taking the money. Okay, so, and this card is amazing. Deliranti is like the card of like the Trump supporter, crazy. Let me show you just for you, Terry. It's amazing, this card. Look, the crazy Trump supporter people. They're like, they thought they were like all that, but the reality hits them. So anyway, so that's what I think. Now let's find out more about, more details here. Okay, is it okay if I ask, guys? Because I just want to find out a little bit more about what happens. Okay, more information, because it's not enough to to be like, oh, okay, bye, don't come back, okay, bye. No. And so yeah, I feel like there's more revelations and more. Okay, let's see here. What is the mood? Okay, so what happens to them? Like, what do they lose? What is their mood there? Okay. Okay, so anyway, so next is like more this is like illusions, secret illusions. So I almost feel like this could be the secret of like the connection of the propaganda people, and this is the offers they made to people. Okay, and the sun, which means this comes to light. So there's secret bullshit. The secret bullshit, like behind the scenes, like illusion propaganda comes to light. And look, oh no, I'm sorry, they're sad because alegria is joy upside down. So they're like, oh, they're kind of upset about it. I'm so sorry. Are you really? Oh no. Oh no, look, he died. They died. It's the end. Oh, who's that? Oh no, this guy is kind of dark. It's a joke, okay? I'm not seeing this, but I feel like it's the death of all the. You know how they kill people? Like if you work for them and you do something wrong, they kill everybody. I kind of feel like this is like, they're kind of upset and be like, people who work for them are gonna kind of disappear and die. I feel like this card means an ending, okay? But at the same time, I feel like knowing how dark they are, you know what I mean? Yeah, Diane, don't worry, just go. It's almost over, but don't worry about it. You're not gonna miss. Okay, bye, Diane. It was nice to see you. Okay, so So yeah, I just feel like this is gonna more stuff is. I feel like everything is gonna come out, guys, because here we have aggression, foreign aggression, basically the stuff they've done. Okay. Hi, bye, God, you too. Okay, and this is like it's also a card of prison. So this is creates situations where they're in legal jeopardy, if not prison, for a long time. Okay, for a long time. So it's bad for them. Okay, so it's bad. I feel like they're in probation, whichever whatever that means. If they're not outright in jail, if they don't all go to like a lot of them go to jail. Okay, yeah, exactly. Terry's saying, yeah, it's about to get real. That's what I feel like. It's like once they start, because imagine if like people take everything that happened really seriously, they're not going to stop digging until they find the bottom of it, and there's a lot to dig. So this is like this card, so speedy, is a person who sighs. It's like sigh. So upside down, I think it essentially means like a person wakes up from their daydream. Okay, this is a person. Oh, wouldn't it be nice? And because you see this card, there's an arrow where the person is looking back at the past. So it's like they were, they probably were like, oh, we're gonna be a superpower again. We're so great. Wow, it's gonna be amazing. We're just gonna do. And it's like, oops, sorry. Reality hits again. And we have here receiving a gift. So the gift, meaning like the stuff that they gave to Trump in order to, all of this is going to come out, and it's going to create, this is also, the card of mountain is also opposition, and it could very easily mean sanctions or imprisonment or like severe things. Okay. So I feel like everything's it's almost like, I feel like, what is it called? Auditing. I feel like it's going to be an auditing of everything they've done. Everything is going to come out, and there's going to be consequences. Because if you think about it, like a normal government would do something, right? It's just because the government, it's kind of like, it sounds so horrible to say, but it's true. Just because the government that we have now is part of them, like works for them, right? Because if not, then something would have been done if we had known everything that they wanted to do. So, okay, the last part of, and tell me if you want me to do something else, but I feel like the last part of the question, which is kind of like intense, I feel like I want to ask it. So will Putin and Russia win or lose? What's the balance for them? Have they won or have they lost? Okay, because if they put so much money, they put so much effort, so in the end, are they going to lose or are they going to win? You know what I mean? Because it's sort of like, if they win, that means the world, right now they're winning, I think. But if things turn, then they lose, because people are going to go against them. Okay, so is the balance for them within a year or two? Let's say 2 years, or say by the end of 2018, is the balance? Are they going to suffer consequences that make them lose, or do they win or do they lose? Okay. Oh no, he's crazy. He's going crazy. Oh no, look, the guy with the gun. He's going to kill. He's desperate. He's like, no. I think we have the answer here. Oh, this is interesting, guys. This combination. This is a card of a crisis, desperation, and their fortune. So yeah, so I feel like this is like they're desperate because they're losing money also. Like fortune also means money, also means luck. But they're desperate because they're running out of luck. So okay, so do they win or do they lose is the question. Okay, so yeah, oh no, look, the last card, guys. I'm so sorry. Oh no, prison. Oh, that was nice. That worked out well for you, huh? No, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So this is interesting, also pretty complex, but so whether they win or lose, okay? So this is a card of happy country, gift and happiness, burden of the child. Okay, so I feel like the question is they win or lose. Okay, so this is a gift for the child. Okay, I think this is Trump, or it could also mean a new beginning for us, but I believe in the context of all these readings is usually Trump. Okay, so they're guilty because this is also a card of burden. So they're happy to give the gift, but they're guilty of this. And this is, like I said, this piacere is like the guy who goes crazy. Okay, so he I feel like, you know what it is? It was like a wild bet. They were like gonna go all the way, try to see if they could win just by their wits. Okay. And so, and then we have here, interesting, the living room. The living room is a card of something intimate, like dark communication, something dark that was found out, and they they get desperate. So I feel like essentially they go crazy. They went crazy, but they go even crazier when the whole truth about the gift comes out. And this is, I think, the happy country, America. America's happy, and they're like, "What are you doing? You'll see, we're gonna own that country. We're better than you. We make propaganda." Okay, so then, and then here, oh my God, I'm excited about this. So this is like they try to do. There's like they try to be. How do you say it? They try to be aggressive in shady, snaky ways. Okay, so they try to be aggressive. And this explains to me more about the money. Interesting. So this is a card of manipulation, mental manipulation, manipulation in general. This is finances. So there's financial manipulation here. So there's shady financial stuff going on. That, what happens? That may have given them a false idea of luck. But in the end, what happens? They go to prison. I'm sorry. So I feel like the structure of money laundering that they created, essentially, okay, the manipulated the market, that they did all these things, it's like leads them to prison, okay? Because, I mean, and I feel like, I'm trying to think here, am I biased? Am I seeing something that's not here? Okay, because like, they are desperate because the stuff was found out. Everything, it looks like it's clear. Everybody's happy the truth came out. But the money or the gift that they gave Trump was a shady means for them to kind of manipulate money so that, oh, now it's making more sense, guys. So that they could manipulate their own balance sheet, not only the financial markets, but their own balance sheet. They could make themselves money as a result. Okay, this is manipulation financial. So, but at this, however, although that worked at first, in the end, it didn't, because they go to prison. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, guys, do you think am I seeing things that are like, I don't think it looks like they win, right? I feel like, you know what it is? It feels like at first they thought they won. At first they were like, yay, we're happy. You know, we got this, we're going to save ourselves from bankruptcy, whatever. And like, you know what it reminds me of, guys? The image I'm getting here is a person who's like in really horrible, desperate. They're about to lose something, like very serious financial trouble. And they're like, I'm going to bet on this one stock. I'm going to put all of my money in this stock and it's going to work out. I'm going to be rich. But that, like, they put the money in the stock and it falls flat. That's how it feels like. But at the same time, it's worse because not only are they putting the money, like shady money, into the sky, but they are doing illegal financial things that ultimately will lead to prison or also lead to laws, even if it's not prison. Oh my God, the other great thing, let me show you this, guys, inside, because fortuna, could also mean money or luck, right? But if it's in prison, it means that the gains they made go to prison, are confiscated. Okay. So I feel like this is it. This is like why, you know what I mean? So this is like, they thought they're going to, they got it all together. They're going to, get it done, make it happen. But I think what happens is that the money that whatever money they may have made, that they thought they were going to, they were moving all this money around. They're finally going to, be free to spend their stolen money everywhere. No, the government, U.S. government, like Girl, I'm taking that money out. Okay. This is the door. This is your motherfucking airplane. And go to back to motherfucking Siberia. Bye. Okay. Okay. Whatever. That's what it feels like to me. You know what I mean? Because it seems like it's a lot of money and it's manipulation, financial manipulation. And it's like shady ways of aggressively manipulating the market or something financial here. Okay. Which connects with this here. Okay. Which connects with, where was this? I'm trying. Okay. This is the, before, this was like right after, you see this part here where it said that the financial information comes out, becomes public, and they get upset. Okay, but then they realize there's more. The U.S. government issues sanctions. Okay, and they're like crazy. They go crazy because they thought they were like, you know, had it all figured out. They thought they were like, had the propaganda situation growing and So I feel like, so it's a no. It didn't work for them. I feel like they made a bet. They paid, you know, they really paid a high price for them. For instance, yeah, they're saying freezing your funds, bitches. Yeah. Not even just freezing, but just staking it. Like, it's mine, bye. Oh, you stole the election? Okay, bye. See you later. Because, you know, if you think about it, it's like if your life depends on like money laundering, that's their business, okay? Instead of like them, it's funny because there was a time when I was like, when I would watch documentaries on mafia people. And I remember one of them said that, you know, the mafia always wanted to kill the capo who was trying to be in the papers too much. They hated attention. They were always like, nope, we can't, have to be on the down low. We have to, you know, they're very serious about it because they hated the attention of the law enforcement. So what we have here is that they forgot about it. They forgot, you know, if they had been quiet, okay, if they hadn't done anything, it would have been so much better for them. They would still be able to travel. They would still be able to do their thing. But instead, they're like this, you know, they're these guys like, oh my God, I love that card. Now, where is it? The Trump supporter card? The Deliranti. This is them like, we're going to take over. We're going to do it. You know, it's just like, what's that guy? Oh my God. The guy there, you know, those people in the Trump government, they're crazy. It's like, hello, crazy. Like, you know, it's like you think you're like, they really believe that bullshit, but it's not how it went. You know, in the end, I feel like they did everything they could, but I think ultimately it backfired because it's going to create good fellas. Yeah. You know, I've seen it, but a long time ago. I don't remember exactly, guys, but it's like, because Cynthia's saying, Rosie, have you ever seen the Godfather 1 and 2? I've seen the 1 and 2. I think I have, but I forgot. But Lucianne, I think Lucianne is saying, well, Fox News will spin the way they want to. But no, people are going to go to jail. Remember, Hannity is under, what is it called? Surveillance? Is it a surveillance? All these people, the whole thing is going to go down. The whole network of them, like all of it, is not going to be, the world's going to be very different. Very different. Because I feel like it's the only way, because think about it, okay, guys. Think about like Mueller and people who let's say they want the laws done. They want things done. How are they going to stop these people? They just put everybody in jail. You know how those like the mobsters people? It's like they have to put them in jail. And like, there's no other way around it. Yes, he is. That's what I say, because Lucianne said that Fox News will spin, but it's Fox News, if they want to survive, they're going to have to change at least a little bit. It's not going to be the same like bullshit fest as it is today. Because it's like, oh, where's just Sean Hannity? He's in federal prison somewhere. Okay. So it's just like, because the whole, you know, and where is this card about propaganda? There's an illusion here somewhere. Oh, here. So remember, like this secret. This is a card of illusions. Secret. There are illusions behind the scenes. They're going to be found out. Okay. So I feel like the Fox News is about this. They work on this together. So if there's any connections, it's going to come out. I don't think they'll go under necessarily, but it's you know, so it's just going to be like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like that's what's going to happen is I just feel like they're not, the mood in the country is going to change, okay, dramatically. So, so, um, so yeah, yeah. I'm okay. That's what happens to Fox News after. Um, oh, it's funny. So I asked like what I just as we were talking, I pulled out more cards, and this is like old lady. So the old lady also means the card of like wisdom, but also old-fashioned values, values that are out of touch. And I feel like Fox is very much about that. Okay. And then here is love. So they, you know, the old, like the old-fashioned values loved it, love Russia. So because, you know, it's all the outdated things. And oops, what happens when the whole Russia thing comes out? There's a death. So the death to the old lady. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Oh no. Are you serious? And this is Imeneo. So that's a wedding, a ring. So because they were associated, they love each other, they were married. There's an ending. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So it's like the whole thing. Because if you think about it also in terms of values, the old-fashioned values end. It's like they were able to push it very hard because they have this, and because think about it, what do they have that like Nixon didn't have? This huge system that was able to really push them, okay, all this time. And so now what happens? Like, so yeah, like if they were able to break the system, which is supported and financed by Russia, so it's not gonna, they're not gonna get away with much. Okay, so here we have military, because I pulled out these cards too, military person. This also means anything that is like law enforcement, not just military, but law enforcement looks at the money, right? And expect, oh, look, you got all this money. How interesting. Where does it come from? And so this is a false person. So it says like this money is fake and you were fake. Okay, there's like a fakeness to it. There's like police comes to them and their money and then thinks like, okay, there's some shady shit going on right now. So bye. You know, that's what I feel. And I feel like, I hope I'm not being like quote unquote biased, because I feel like obviously I prefer that things will go badly for them. But that's what I feel like. It's, you know, it's a new, yeah, I feel like it's a new world, you know? And yeah, and it's like, because it's like when I was doing the meditation, it was kind of like that, like the whole idea that lies and misinformation, it can't go on for that long, because either, you know, honestly, and I don't think it's going to happen here, but I feel like either they're going to start killing people or they go to jail, you know, because it's like you have to either create more drama. And this is why they want to have, you know, Trump wants a war, he wants this, because he wants like death and destruction to continue the drama. So that's like, oh my God, you know, no. But if they can't, it sounds harsh to say, but it's true. If they can't kill people, they're going to go down. You know what I mean? Because all these, you know, the dictatorships, they arrest hundreds of people, they kill people. So if they don't, then like it's all a lie. If you can expose the lies, then it doesn't last that long. Like, I mean, if there's going to be a huge process of rebuilding and all those things, but if it's what this really is the fight between truth and bullshit. Like, you can bullshit for a long time, but not forever. You know what I mean? And like, it's the whole thing about the gaslighting. Like, they create this alternate, like the deliranti, right? They create this alternate reality. You know, they're like, right? It's like they create this like, oh, it's a reality. And they made this deliranti, like they made this the reality for us, which is horrible. These crazy people decided that this is it. This is like, you know, this is it. They're gonna, this is the new world, or the mad people, drunk people are gonna govern. You know, this is exactly right. Looks like the people who work in the White House is like the freaks, the shady. Like, this is a Stephen Miller, right over here. This is a, I don't know, Kushner or somebody, or like the guy who beat the woman. It's like all these crazy people who were like, where are they? Like shady. So it's like eventually it comes apart, because the reality is they're not that good. Maybe Bannon was maybe a little bit better, but there he's like alcoholic and falling apart. He barely has a liver. And Trump is like, you know, if they were, let's say, 39 years old, or yeah, I love Maxine Waters also. Yeah, she's amazing. So it's like you can't, you know, they're not Hitler, you know, they're not Goebbels, they're not that good. Unfortunately, like I'm not saying, obviously I'm not defending them, but I feel like at least those people were a bit more competent. They were organized. Trump is so disorganized, doesn't do anything. Imagine if like the world would have been so much better if Hitler was just eating hamburgers and fries all day, you know. But it's not. He was like doing some things, okay. So, but it's like this is what we're dealing with. Really, the reality is like these people give power to these people. They create the bullshit, and then. And then I was thinking about this. It's like I was I'm thinking about doing another what is it called, a guided meditation to destroy the lies. You know, because I feel like the problem is they create these lies, so we have to like, you know, make like surround these lies in bullshit and like just like kind of like falls apart because it's really not strong. And like I told you guys, I always watch these crime shows. And the other day somebody was saying like, you know, the problem with these criminals is like when you lie, you don't remember what you said. So eventually you change your story. Because if you know what happened, you know exactly where you were and what you were doing. And it's not like you change, like it doesn't change. It is what it is. But those people who are liars, they're constantly changing their minds and eventually they trip up. Okay, so that's, I think, ultimately the story. Okay, and I feel like that this is, and the reality, the other thing too, and I've seen it here, is that I think Trump hates being the government. Like he hates not being able to do what he wants. He hates that he has to work. Okay, and that before, because if you think about it, it's like he hates the fact that like before he was on television, he didn't do anything, but he was on television, everybody liked him. He thought he was going to be like this. He's on television. Oh, look, I'm president on television. It's like, no, there's work. Okay. Exactly. And it's like, I can't even, when I think about Kushner, like the guy's sad reality. Kushner is the president. Okay. Like he really decides what's done because Trump is like an idiot. So our president is actually in reality, Jared Kushner. And what does Jared Kushner do? He only wants deals. He wants deals. He wants to get, you know, whoever's going to buy his buildings. That's the only thing he cares about. So this is the people that we're left with. This is the actual government. Like who's going to, that guy, John Kelly, he's like a raging dog with rabies. Like who does that? Like, I'm sorry, it's over. It's over. I'm sorry. Like that guy, come on. Yeah, you know, like there's no, it's like they've lied so much, they can't even keep track of the guy. Go beat somebody next month. It's like somebody was a serial killer. Oh, so what? Have you not killed anybody in your life? You know, it's just like the level that it's in. It's like I like I said, guys, I seriously believe that somebody is gonna kill somebody. It's, don't you think? Oh, did you see? There's another guy. That guy robbed something. There's another one. There is another one that was like also the guy who's like he put out cigarettes in his wife's hand. There's another one. It's like a kind of like a fat, like a kind of bigger guy. He's like he drove his car on his wife's feet, and then he put cigarettes in a woman's hand. That's another one. That is number 2 that left. It's like these people, they're all, and it's like all these serial killers, they're like this. They all have these like behaviors of like abuse, like real abuse, right? So yes, the speechwriter. That's right. It's like we don't even know. And I saw this, I think it was today somewhere, that there's 30 people in the White House who are working without security clearance. Because I'm sure nobody can get security clearance, right? None of them, because they're all shady. I'm not saying like, I don't think I could even maybe get security clearance myself. I live in so many places, whatever. But like, if you're going to work in the government and have these like the job that you're dealing with like very serious stuff, and you like, these people are a joke. Oh my God. Yeah. These people are like so, and I, guys, but I seriously, I saw the image and never forgot. He's eating at the cafeteria in prison, and he's gonna have like, you know, those people have like very little hair, black and white hair, like here on the sides. He's gonna be Stephen Miller in 20 years in prison. He's still there, skinny guy. He's gonna run the ring of like cigarettes in prison. You know, he's gonna be like the. Oh, hi, Lavinia. So, anyway, so. Oh my God, you guys. So yeah, so Lavinia, we're kind of talking about the Russia thing. It's complicated to explain everything, but basically, it looks like they've lost. So, oh my God, it's like I can't believe these people. So I feel like in a way, I'm actually not scared, like because that's what I think is true. It's like either they kill us or we win. Oh my God, yeah. So, and oh my God, I can't. I just can't with these people. They're just so like, who knows? I mean, I feel like I just feel I'm confident now that I'm seeing the more information I get. I feel like I'm more confident that this is gonna, yeah, this is gonna come out, okay, about them, and that it's a point where it's unsustainable because the degree of all of this, it's really like they really picked like random mobster people to be there to work in the White House. Okay, eventually somebody has to work, somebody has to do the job of the government. Okay, and like Trump, you know, if Trump, for example, it's this the bizarre thing is that Trump had if he could just function on a normal level, even if he had stolen the election, he would not have put himself into all of the, you know, obstruction of justice. Okay, so it's like he gets crazier, and it's like I don't know. I don't know, guys. So that was that. Okay, so. Do you guys want, I mean, do you want to know, I mean, I feel like we have, oh my God, it's been 42 minutes. It's crazy. Any more questions sort of related to that? I mean, we could go because it's been a while, but if you want to do another question, I'm kind of putting the cards back together. So that's why I'm not looking. Well, let me know. Okay, let's see. What do you want to know? Cynthia. Sorry, I'm really putting the cards back together just a minute. Kelly, oh my God, it's just so gross. Kelly and Conway, my God. Donna, you wanted to know. Oh, I saw that. But Terry, I've done a reading on that. The reunification of Korea. I did do a reading on it. I said it was going to happen. Okay. So Terry, it's like one of the Earths early in the year. Okay, it's oh my God, I'm trying to think here. What else? Somebody wanted to know about Jeff Flake. I don't know if I don't know. Jeff Flake's kind of meh. I don't know. He's a Republican, I guess. What else? Was Donna who wanted to know about him? What else? I'm trying to think here. Anything else? Okay, so what else? Well, you know, somebody that came to my mind that like randomly came to my mind. I don't think I've done a reading recently on her. Oh yeah, okay, Donna says you know, somehow I don't think I know about Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I kind of want to know if she's gonna go to jail just for fun, since we have the crazy people, or who else? I don't know who else, or I don't know, Kellyanne Conway, or somebody else, or who else? Want to something good, something funny, somebody who's gonna flip somebody else, Baby Huey. Yeah, we know that Don Jr. is going. We know who else? Yeah, let's see what. Yeah, it looks like he's again. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's just ask quickly, like, what's going to be the fate of Jet? What will be this end of the story for Flake? Like, how will he be known? Right when the whole thing happened, like when the whole thing comes out. Yeah. Oh my God. Terry. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. So well, the whole thing is done because they hate him too. They go after him. Okay. So how is involved is what's going to happen to Jeff Flake? On whose side is he? What's the deal with Jeff Flake? And what's going to be his story once the whole investigation ends? Like, how is it going to end for him? Yeah, he still votes for Trump. It's just like I guess it's the first person, well, not first, the Republican who, we'll see what happens to him just because it'll be interesting to see what happens because I feel like the feeling is that the Republican Party as it is ends, but I wonder if somebody like him has a future, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I'm just curious. I think the issue with Jeff Flake will give us an idea of what will give us a kind of a better understanding of like, yeah, exactly. I don't want to do a very involved reading on him, but let's see here. What happens to Jeff Flake? So Jeff Flake, yeah, like how, because a lot of them, even what's his name, Lindsey Graham, at one point he was like, yeah, I don't know, but then he's like changed his mind and blah, blah, blah. Exactly. We don't know what, like, what's going to happen to Jeff Flake, Jeff Flake, Jeff Flake, Jeff Flake, Republican Jeff Flake. Okay. Okay, just one second here. Yeah, I feel like it's showing here that the Republicans are affected. This is like focus, that their heart, meaning their values, the stuff they're focused on, is connected to the lady. Okay, so there's an apathy, so they like the lady, they like Russia. Okay. And this is a friend who gets a letter, communication. So I wonder, I mean, this is not necessarily indicating him, even though that's what I asked. Maybe it's contextualizing his role here. This is the friend. He's friendly. He communicates. Okay, so this is shows the netting to the Republicans, the tower and the mice. Things fell apart because of the corruption. And there's a group of people here who made a deal. This is a group of people made a deal. So corrupt deal. Things fall apart. This is the military man upside down. So this means many things. It could mean violence. It could mean discipline, lack of discipline. It could mean many things. Okay, so, okay. And this is meetings. So I feel like they caught, you know, they could be, maybe, I wonder, it's like intelligence services or something. They have these meetings. I don't think, you know, it doesn't tell me about him. It just shows that the whole thing here has been going. So tell me about him. What happens? What happens to his life? His life. Jeff Flake as a man, as a person. What is the ultimate outcome for him? Not the Republicans, not Trump, just him. Okay. Okay, yeah. Prison card here. I don't, honestly, I don't know, guys. I feel like, because you know what, I feel like I have to, I know I'm okay, this is what I'm trying to think here. I know I have to remove myself from the situation, because I feel like I can sense that I'm trying to see him separate from the Republicans, and the cards are not showing this. Okay. I have to remember, I have to see that he is just like them. Okay, the cards are showing. They're talking about the Republicans falling apart, the deal. And I feel like the problem here is that he probably got some sort of money from them. Okay, like in terms of like campaign financing, because it's showing here. This is kind of like, I know I don't want to, it's like, I don't want to see it. Okay, maybe I don't want to see it, but maybe I want to believe that he is like on our side. This is a person who never gives up in the house. Okay, this is and this is money, money for a long time. So I feel like he's involved in a way or another. He's involved with the Republican shenanigans. Okay, for a long time. There's stuff has been going for a long time, and this is what. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, okay. So this is a card of a person who's your enemy, who is working against you. This is a real enemy, okay? So this is upside down. So it's saying that in a way, he's putting himself as an enemy of the White House when he's not, okay? Because here there's a deal. So I feel like, honestly, guys, this is like, it sounds kind of crazy to say, because I do believe that he's anti the corruption, but part of me thinks that this is all a kind of a facade, okay? Something about it doesn't, insofar as whatever the cards are saying, okay, yeah, I feel like the fake enemy here is like he's creating this theater, okay, but ultimately he's like, success and love means there's a deal. So it's like he's pretending to like, exactly. Donna said he's a more personal, because I feel like I know I'm like looking at this and I'm like, I'm trying, look at the cards. I didn't show you guys. Let me show you, like, because then you'd be like, this is wrong money leads to changes. Okay, so the wrong money, this is also a card of financial transfer. So wrong money transferred leads to guilt. Hello, guilt. Okay. Well, no, this is wrong. Sorry. This is it. Wrong. I'm sorry. It was this. The guilt. Wrong money is guilty. Okay. And the spy, this is a card of spies and the sides. So the spies are cut. And the spies are somehow connected to the money. Okay. Receiving money, or money leads to spies or something. And this is foreign influence. Viaggio. Okay, this is foreign money, foreign influence. And good lady means material things in general. Okay, also. So I just feel like, I know I didn't want to think of things this way, but I feel like it's showing that he's affected by this somehow, or the cards wouldn't be showing me this. You know what I mean? So I asked myself, okay, so what about him what about him in person, as a person, blah, blah, blah. I might asking all these questions. So it's like, you know, wealthy news of like, news, like could be national. I feel like I also sometimes think of this card as the country, because it's like healthy and strong. And so it's like news, there's something new comes into the picture. And what is it? It's a news of an opportunity to collect money. So I don't, and I'll show you guys. This is like, I feel like here, because this was the part where I was like, okay, tell me about him. And it's showing, I think he's going to be a businessman. So this is a card of mercante. Mercante means a businessman, okay? And gifts. So this is receiving gifts. So I feel like this to me tells me about the donors, okay? So he saw an opportunity to collect money from donors, okay? Lucian said something interesting, yeah. Statue of Liberty reminds me of the Empress. Interesting, yeah. So, no, but I think here, guys, okay, this is like, again, money, upside down, issues, the network of wrong money, okay? Oh, this is also a card of pressure, stress, and blackmail. And this is key, okay? So it's possible also that now it's getting clear. Just as the Russians like gave them money, they also threatened to make everything public. So like everybody who got Russian money is being blackmailed. Not even if they, regardless of whatever the email said, I think it's essentially they know the Russians know they did something wrong. Yeah, not just that, Maryland, but that they're trying to like, they know that receiving money from foreign government is illegal. The Russians know that. So they're saying, look, we know that this is illegal. If we tell them that, you're screwed. So it creates this whole train of like everything. Okay. So this is like the network answers about the network is key. And this is a card of Belvedere. It means the future. It means something coming, like a person who was looking, I think, from above. Like if you're, how do you say it? I forgot. It's a lookout. It's like you're on the lookout for something. Something's coming. And it's a long way. So I feel like it's going to be kind of a bad, whatever comes here, a change. So what's coming up? A change. What change? Oops, an ending. I just pulled out more cards now to see. Like they know there's something's up. Something's coming really soon, and it's going to be an ending for them. It's going to be a bad change, ultimately. Okay, so okay, let's see. And I want to show you guys why, I kind of not that I'm backtracking, but that why I also pulled out, like wanted to just look at the cards as in terms of like what they said as opposed to what I kind of wanted to see. So this is a card of hope, or like dreams or illusions about the house. So basically, I think also in a way is illusions about the White House. Because here's Mueller. So this is a Mueller person. So this is Mueller comes along. And what does he give? Prison. So Mueller comes and gives prison to people. And then the living room. So the living room is a card of intimacy, connection, private communication. So anybody who's involved in this privately, or there's any communication about the people, then that's it. It's jail time. Mueller brought jail. Like, it's like prison to you. So I feel like, in a way, okay, let me just ask the last part of the question. Okay, so Jeff Flake, he's acting like a good guy now, like he cares and so forth. Why is he doing this? If the cards are telling me here that he is guilty of receiving money from from the Russians. Anyway, it looks like he's entangled in this mess. Why is Jeff Flake acting like this? Okay, I don't know. Oh, look. Why? First card, the devil. Oh, no. So, yeah. I'll just show you guys. I'm just going to pull out a few more cards just to... Oh, no. I'm sorry. I kind of feel bad for him, honestly, but let me show you guys. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's a good person, but that's not what the cards say, okay? So this is the devil, okay? The devil and public. The public or group of people think this is in public. So he wants to create a false, like this is also when you want to manipulate public opinion. So he wants to create an illusion in public. There's restlessness. A person can't sleep. This is quiet, but like this restlessness, okay? And money, again, public becomes aware of money. Okay, money is something related to money. And what happened here? Okay, where? Oh my God. Okay, oh, here it is. So, oh no, he's sad. Oh no, dispiacere. Ah, non mi piace per niente. Look, it's like, it's so, basically, if you look at this person, if you can, I'm going to try to see if you can look at it closely. There's a person who just read a letter they didn't like. So bad news, okay? So it's like, uh-oh, he got bad news. So he's kind of upset. So he decided to change, you know, to create this like new story for himself, I guess. Because, you know, guys, I remember, I don't know how this happened, but it was like at the time of the tax bill, I was like, I somehow found some people that I wanted to like say to them. It's funny. I tried to like email them and say that the tax bill is not going to pass, that I had made the product, whatever. So I found some information about Jeff Flake. And I saw this, I haven't forgotten it, but it said like, we're always happy to do business, help the businessmen in our area. Like it's all about money for him, okay? It's not like he's like some like nice guy. Hello. Okay, let's get real. So, okay, so this is like, okay, so he's upset because this information is going to be made public. So he's like, the devil trying to like scheme. So, okay, so then the other card I pulled out is again, the military person. And like I said, the military person means many things, but it means contact with law enforcement in some way or other. You know, it could be military, police, something like that, okay? Basically somebody enforcing the law. So he's upset because, you know, it could be somebody delivered an indictment, because the person who delivers an indictment is also a military, you know, there could be many things, but I think essentially somebody who enforces the law in some way, okay? So I pulled out more cards to just see like, okay, what does this mean? Because I always like want more details. And it's like, okay, you guys would be like, what is this, you know, after what happens? Then you have prigione. Uh-oh. Somebody goes to jail, it looks like. I don't know that I have a hard time believing that he will go to jail. And this is donne di servizio. It means like, you know, the maid. So he's done work for them. He's done work to get this money. Okay, so he goes to prison, maybe. L'amante. Now, this is important because in the Sibilla cards, which are these Italian cards, this is the male card, traditional for any man card. So this is him. So he's right next to prison, which is not a great card. Okay, if you're right next to prison, it's not good. It's not good, Jeff Flake. So then like I pulled out more cards for this other ones, you know, the military, to find out more information. And it says here, unexpected money. So it also could mean that the military, meaning law enforcement, goes after the money, because this is money unexpected, like meaning he can't explain how he got this money. Okay, so military person comes after the unexpected money, and this is a false person. It's showing this. So this is a card of like, beware, the person is not who they say they are. They're tricking people. Okay. So law enforcement is saying, okay, so we see this money. This money is fake. Where does money come from? And again, it's him, the main person, the main male character of the reading. So Okay. So I feel like, guys, what this is saying to me, honestly, and I've tried, you've seen it, I've tried to like see him as like a good person, as a, you know, but I think the cards say the summary of this reading is that he's deeply involved in the Republican money scandal. Okay, regardless of Russia, like, however, I think it is related to Russia, but I think it's also about the financing, the shady financing. Okay, so then when the Republican shit comes down, so does he. Okay, and it looks like he does get a letter. Like he's a fake. He claims to be against the whole Russia thing, but the reality is that he's friendly towards them, whether he believes it or not. Whether or not he may have done the deal that Trump did, there's a different kind of deal. So I feel like it shows here that, you know, the spies being cut, the stuff that was going on in the White House for a long time. There's like, you know, he's a fake enemy. He sells himself as an enemy. He's not the enemy. And he got money like the others. And ultimately, what we have here is the guy who created, like, you know, so they decided to do the devil's work and kind of, you know, and basically create a facade, a public facade, because the law enforcement is going to go after the money, his money. Okay, and it says twice. Okay, and there's a prison here. He's upset because he received a letter that was upsetting to him, and that's it for him. That's what I think it is, guys. I'm sorry. You know, I initially wanted to see that, like, there was a card of the businessman, and I thought, oh, it's him. He's going to go into business. But no, I think it's the card of the donors, not him. So that's the story with. I'm sorry, Jeff Flake. Because, you know, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get real. If you voted for that tax bill, you're a piece of shit. Okay, like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, Cynthia says, heavy reading. What do you mean? Like, it's kind of intense, right? Right? Kind of like, yeah, it's just kind of like, because I wanted to have hopes to be honest, be like, oh no, they're on our side. Look, he's a nice man. He doesn't mean it. But it's like, no, because if you think about it, guys, what else? Like, what kind of person votes for that tax bill? Like, come on, get real. Because, and that's the thing. It's like, and then if you remember those people who are trying to, like, what is it, retire. Yeah, whatever. What a coincidence, right? Whoa, what a great coincidence. I'm going to retire right now. It's like, no, it's just like, it seems suspicious. Because if you wanted to stay, if you wanted to fight for like the laws, or to make something happen to them, you would not leave. You'd be like, you know what? I'm going to fight. I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to stop the presses. I'm going to stop this, you know, because I can't. I just can't. I can't. Because, you know, if you think about it, like, if you cared about the population, if you cared about anything, you'd be like, I don't care if I have to work at McDonald's. I'm going to do something. I'm not going to be like an idiot standing here and doing nothing. But no, he's like, no, I want to be friends with the donors, because if I want to be president, they all want to be president, like idiot Paul Ryan, you know. So they're all like, oh, I want to be nice to, like, you know, the donors, and because it's clear that the problem with the Republicans is that they will do anything. Literally, like, they will do anything. Exactly, Luciana. So yeah, they're looking really guilty about. Can you imagine? Like, think about the reality. Like, suddenly, like, 40 people are not going to run. Like, oh, how interesting! They're so power hungry. You know what I mean? They're willing to sacrifice the elections to do gerrymandering, all this like shady stuff. And then when they got there, they leave. No, weird. That's too weird. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like, I'm sorry. It's not like there was ever, like, let's get real. Were they serving anybody? No. Were they doing something? Because think about it, if you're like, let's say that no politician is perfect, but even look at Adam Schiff, like, he's dealing with shit. Like, he's like working to try to like stop these people. He doesn't, it's like, if you say, Adam Schiff, I'm going to cut your salary in half, he'd be like, okay, I'll be here tomorrow. I don't care. But these people they're like, my friend has a private jet, so I don't know. I want to be friends with him, because if I want to go on a private jet, whatever trip, then I can, you know, like, they don't care about people. If they did, this is the thing. If they really cared, imagine one of them would be like, I know everything that happened. I'm going to tell like it is. I'm going to say everything if they care, you know, but they don't. Like they have, because think about it, they have the opportunity to be a hero. Like any of them, if they wanted to, they could be like, wow, you know, I have all these documents. I have to, you know, I'm going to show everything. I'm going to, like, think about, would you do something like that? You'd be like, okay, I'm going to tell the truth. I don't care. I'm just going to say what I know. But no, they don't want to upset like everybody. They don't want to like, oh my God. Oh my God. So, no, it's like, because I can't even get started. Exactly. Oh my God. They give themselves raises, but they don't give any to teachers. Okay, and I'm remembering that tax bill. You know how they made teachers pay for materials that they used to be able to reimburse? So they like buying materials for their classes. Now they can't pay. They can't do it anymore. They have to pay from out of their own pocket. Like I'm sorry, that's immoral. That's wrong on every. If let's say, for example, if there was a case where like, okay, we're going through a horrible crisis, we really have nothing, and like, but no, they want to give themselves breaks, and they want to take it from the people who have left. That's wrong. I'm sorry, that is so wrong. They already have enough. It's like, because I'm sorry, teachers don't go there. I don't go there. Just don't. They want to take from veterans. Okay, they want to take from Meals on Wheels. Like okay, I'm sorry, Meals on Wheels. Are you serious? That's like, I can't. Like I can't. Exactly, like I can't. It's just so, oh my God. And this is why, guys, I want to do this thing. Now it's giving me motivation for the meditation to destroy the lies. If you sort of like, you know what? If you believe all these things, you've done all these things, so then let's put everything on the table. All the deals you've made, it's like we need to know, we need to be clear about it. Oh my God, oh my God. And you know, I can't. It's like, guys, I'm not getting it. The guy Paul Ryan, like, you know how he benefited from this when he was really young, and now he wants to take it away from other people. This is like, I can't. It's like, really, it's like not a person. You're not a human. You're not human. Oh my God. So anyway, so that's crazy. But you know, guys, it's making sense because like I said, you know, this guy, the Jeff Flake, I really wanted to see like, oh no, I was like, oh, there's going to be a positive ending. He's going to say, no, there's no, it's like ends with jail for him too. His reading is pretty bad. I think it's just like, try to like create a fall, you know, I think, you know what? He's probably afraid of the embarrassment of what's going to come when it comes out. I feel like the stuff is going to come out. Exactly. They keep everything. I feel like there's something, it's saying this repeatedly, the whole thing about the money. Something about this money is very serious because like they are so scared. They want to run away. They want to be hidden away when this comes out. Okay. So, and this is like, yeah. Oh my God, really? Oh my God, I can't. Exactly. They don't exactly, because it's the whole thing, you know, somebody was saying this. The whole thing with the Republicans is about hypocrisy. That's the core of their belief system. It's like, we do one thing, but we say another. It's like that's all they do. You know, it's like we say one thing, we're like, I just can't. Because I've said this before, you know, if you're really, let's say you're racist, okay, and you want to help the, you know, whatever, white supremacy, they're not even giving these people like better education or like trying to improve their lives. It's just using them to get more votes. They don't care ultimately about anybody. That's the thing. So it's like, it's all about lying. Like how do we like make up one thing and say and do another? Exactly. That's the thing. They don't care about deficits either. Exactly. It's like, you can't. And it's like they have no more. The thing is like, I can't even look at. Oh my God! By the way, I feel like I want to do a meditation of the Koch brothers, like because when I look at them, they're so evil. Like you can see the rotten. They're disgusting too. You know, it's like all those people that are like they're manipulating them because they know how weak they are. Exactly, the Mercers. They're all the same. I mean, honestly, in different degrees, they're all horrible. So I feel like we have to also destroy them, like mentally. You know what I mean? Like the bullshit. The anti, like they're working against us. We're gonna work against them. That's why, guys. You know what? I'm coming to the conclusion. This is like I said, this woman Julie left a comment on Patreon, and I was reading it. I was very intrigued by the whole thing about negativity and like anger or not. Like she believes that you have to be more forthcoming, and I feel like I'm feeling it too in the sense of like You assholes, you want to fuck me over. I'm going to fuck you over, bitch. You know, we have to get our like spiritual power. You know, it's like I feel like I want to just like not destroy them as people, but their values, you know, to show it's like because what I think what allows them to go on is this the bullshit, is the lie, you know, because if it were true, like, yes, we hate people, we think poor people suck, we're better than them, and we want I don't care if they die or not. I just would prefer them, you know, why not many more millions of people should die. Like if the truth was said, I wish they would just do that. So I feel like we have to work mentally or spiritually to destroy lies. That's really the core of it, right? It's speaking of spiritual and really destroying the lies, because really the lie, you know, this whole thing with gaslighting and the propaganda is creating a lie that enables, it's almost like creating smoke and mirrors that enables everything to happen behind the scenes. So if we say we're going to destroy the smoke and mirrors, they can't do anything because it's going to come out. And that's what I think, guys. The next level for us, and I'm thinking for maybe I'm speaking for myself, but it's like we're gonna destroy the lies mentally. You know, if anything, it's like put our power into this so that everything is gonna come out. Okay, we want to destroy everybody. It's gonna come out, and they're gonna pay for it. Okay, justice is gonna come for them, because in the end, guys, this is the thing, and that's the important small point, but there's an important point about the whole thing we hate and like what we want, what we don't want, is that these people are almost like receptacles. They're temporary. There's always another and another. The problem is the lies. Okay, so if we're destroying one, there's another. It's not about necessarily about the person, but it's about the ideas. The truth needs to come out. They were able to get away with this because they created, right? They created the bullshit for a long time. They invest in bullshit. So if we find a way to kind of like dismantle their bullshit, like not let them have power in that way, then we can destroy them. Because I think if you press on the person, it's not the answer, because there's always a new person. There's always somebody. But if we say that lying no longer works and that hypocrisy has no place anymore, then they can't survive. You know what I mean? It's sort of like they thrive. They only thrive where there's hypocrisy, because they only can exist where there's shadow and darkness. And so if we destroy their darkness, like if we say mentally that truth is always going to come out and that hypocrisy is done, anybody who has lied in order to create personal gain willingly doing this against citizens, then justice needs to be done for them. We're going to change. I have to write about this more this week, but we have to create this new universe. You know, it's like even to just articulate what it's going to be like, you know, because if we say we're going to create a new world where lying doesn't stand anymore. Exactly. We're moving to the cloud. So it's like we're going to create a new world where hypocrisy is not going to be enough, where we're going to have real discussions about people and not bullshit. Can this really work? I don't know. We have to try. You know, Luciana's asking, guys, can this really work? I think we should. I feel like it made me feel good. It made me feel very good in the sense that, like, I felt you feel discouraged. But you can't feel, Luciana, if you think about it, like, what are the options? You're going to be like, feel discouraged. And let's say you feel discouraged, nothing happens. Okay. And if you feel like, okay, this is like kind of extreme, but I feel like, okay, I have this, I don't know if I should, I guess I'll say this. So a couple of things, like one of my favorite books is like this very, very dark book about this guy who was in Vietnam. And I think his name is Andrew. I forgot his last name, but he was a prisoner of war. He was Admiral Jim something. I forgot his last name. So he was tortured every day for 8 years, pretty much. And he was in shackles, and all his men, you know, it was a horrible, horrible situation. So basically, it's like it's a book about stoicism. And it's like he was like in this horrible situation, and he was like, we couldn't have hope. Hope would kill us. So I think in a way, you have to understand what's in your control and what's not in your control. So in some ways, you can't be living in like La La Land, but I think you can try to control your thoughts, and you can try to be like Because if you let it believe, if you accept that there's nothing you can do, and then you have to kind of like deal with, like, you're not going to be happy either. So if the choice is between accepting this, that nothing is ever going to change, that they're going to win, or believing that you have the power to change things, even mentally, even if it so happens that they win, at least you will have felt empowered in the process. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is why I think it matters, because if you go through life like that, thinking that, you know, not through life, but I feel like I have to share, I have to give you more. I created a cup, like in Wall Street or so content. I don't know, Luciana, but I feel like meditations are, Luciana is saying Wall Street is around here are so content with the corruption because they're making so much more money. I don't know that. Honestly, I feel like, I don't know that it doesn't last. Okay. I remember this because I worked in a bank, and right before between 2006 and 10. So I saw before the financial crisis and the financial crisis and right after. So nothing lasts forever. You know, there's people who are like, you know, high flying, boom, it's over. So it's like, I just feel like this is what I am experiencing, the sense that you are part of, I used to always believe that I had no agency in anything. I still lived I've always lived in my head, right? I'm kind of an extreme introvert, but now I begin to feel that we can change things in a way, and that thoughts mean power, right? And not to say that Trump is the model at all, but if you look at him, he was able to like push his madness onto us because he was like forceful about what he believed. I don't know. I'm not saying that we should be like him at all, but I feel like if you understand the power of emotions, you know what I mean, and like how you can change things, then I believe that, you know, in a way. And even if it's like, and I think about people, you know, imagine if you're like in the Holocaust and like you've seen these horrible things, like there has to be some sort of like something in your heart that leaves a hope for humanity, because if not, then you might as well give up, you know what I mean? So I don't know, that's what I think. Yeah, hoping things to be less bad. Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, yeah, stock market, I feel like if it's true though, what many people are saying, there's going to be a huge shift, because this whole thing, it's like the part of the line, like we don't know there must be a degree of manipulation going on in the stock market too. So it's like the dismantling of a huge system, you know, and a shift to something else. I don't know what's going to happen next. Okay. So, but we have to like be part of the positive, because, you know, like I said, Luciana, I have to add, I made some meditations that are for myself. Basically, they're not about politics, but they're about like the dreams I have and the things, the day-to-day things to do. And I realized after doing them, how much the chaos of Trump distracts me. Okay, I'm gonna put, not like, I'm gonna add to the folder, a special folder for us. But like, because I feel like, I was like, oh my God, it's crazy, because you're constantly checking the news and you're like, instead of you remembering like your focus and the things you really care about and the things that you have to do, you're like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Like, your mental space is taken over by these people. And now that I feel like I can like destroy them mentally, I can focus on what matters to me. I can think further down in my life, like what my real goal is and like what comes next. Then I'm not like mentally occupied by them anymore. And I think that's part of it. It's hard to see that everything things change, you know, that everything always changes and that nothing is forever, because it's so oppressive, right? But I feel like fighting it, this is my experience, Lucian, honestly, fighting it on Twitter or like saying it's wrong or whatever, like it doesn't work as well. Honestly, I think the only thing that works is something a little bit deeper. That's, anyway, for me, because I feel like if you have to go back to their level, which is lower, it's always like, oh, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No. It's like, then we're only denying their reality. If we say there's a new reality, and if we only like respond to that reality level, then we're going to create the same, we have the power that they have. because that's, the power they have, which is this idea that they're imagine being like him, like Trump. Oh, what I believe in is truth, is reality. Like they believe that every day, ever since they were born. That's what it's like to be them. But if we act like, no, it's not that we have to act like them at all, but I feel like if we understand that fundamentally. Oh my gosh, she's a psychotherapist, man. So I come up with interesting. Wow. How interesting. Wow. Interesting. Yeah. No, I know what you mean. But yeah, I don't know. But I feel like, Lucian, I don't know. There's no other. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like it has to change. And I don't know. Yeah, making a reality is not psychotic. It's creating our impact in our lives. Yeah, and I feel like, yeah, it's not that we're gonna live in this world where we think everything is so great all the time or something. But I feel like it's understanding the agency that our thoughts have, maybe. And that how Patricia said earlier, she said something like, it's not magic, it's creativity. So it's kind of like moving beyond this, moving beyond this other thing. And I think also people like us who are sensitive in some way or can tell, can understand where this is coming from. It's scary because we understand the historical parallels. So I feel like for me, for example, I understand German. I speak some German and I read German. So I feel like I remember when I first realized that Trump was using all these German words that Hitler was using, like movement and all those things. And I was like, oh my God, it's so scary. But if you try to explain that to people, they don't necessarily know, or they don't care. Or if you try to explain through facts, it's not going to work. Okay. So I feel like if I try to, and that's the other thing, guys, I have this other part of me that does some programming, a long story, but basically if I try to say, look, this is how hate speech syntax works, nobody cares, nobody reads. Only emotion works. This is why. Emotion is really the driver of so much. So if you factually trying to convince someone, it's not going to work because people don't read. They're driven by something else ultimately. So it's not that I gave up on facts or anything, but I just feel like facts are not enough to convince people. If it were, exactly, the emotion of hate, exactly. So it's just, I don't know. Fear. Yeah, I feel like, guys, we are going through a period of great change, and it's going to be scary, and it's possible that there's going to be some shifts, financially and so forth. I don't know exactly. But I think if we think that we all have our backs ultimately, okay, even whatever worse thing, exactly, whatever bad things happen, that we're going to have each other at the end of it, then it can't be worse than this. Exactly. So I don't know. This is why, yes, yeah, I just feel like because I'm not gonna be. I feel like I said, guys, I go on Twitter and I yell at people, and I'm always like, I found this person. I'd be like, you're wrong. Like, who do you think you are? Like, and it's like, those people, the investors, tech investors, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. It's like, oh, that's not gonna accomplish anything. It's useless. Okay. I mean, because I get angry and it annoys me. Oh my God, yeah. So it's just like I get angry, it annoys me, and it's like it's like useless. I mean, that's not useless. At least they know how we feel, but it's not going to change. It doesn't make me feel better at all. It just feels like, oh, I said what I think, but I lower my level to theirs. I lower to function on that baseline level of nothing. So yeah, you know what I mean? So I feel like if I can extract myself from the situation and project something else, then exactly, then I feel like, exactly, yeah. So I just feel like, it's going to be, it's going to be different. I don't know. That's what I think. I feel because I feel like life really, if you, it's not like you can't. I don't know. You have to like believe. You know, it's like it's a question of faith. Oh my God. Okay, I have. It's a reminder of like we have 30 minutes left. It's okay. But I feel because I feel like we know a lot, right? We know that there's all this shady stuff going on. And we know that there's, but at some point it doesn't help knowing or knowledge. Twitter is free, Cynthia. So how much Twitter is free? No, I just feel like, yeah. Yeah, I just, I don't know. I just, that's it. I mean, I just feel like there's real momentum for change. And that's, that's it. I feel like, if anything, you know, um, and because I feel like also the other thing is like I remember right before Trump, like maybe a few months, 6 months or a year before Trump came on, I was watching all these documentaries on the AIDS crisis and also civil rights, and so I remember being like, oh, wow, these people are so amazing. It's incredible. Nowadays we don't even need that anymore, or like it's not. It seems so far away, and then who knew that within 1 year like things would change dramatically. I would know exactly why they've done so much. You know, these people are dying. They were like, there was like, they were really literally dying. Everybody they knew was dying. The government didn't care about them, and yet they did something. So, and this is different, right? Because I feel like we're doing something where like protest, but I think what we're talking about is something, it's a different level of consciousness maybe, but I feel like it's just as urgent in a different way. Because I was thinking too, like the whole thing with propaganda is like so horrible. You know, I hate, like, it makes me so angry. But at the same time, we're never going to stop. They can't, even as much as they try, they can spend billions of dollars in AI or whatever. But the spirit is not going to die. Okay. So that's what we have, if anything, is a spirit, you know. And so if they try to take away our voice or whatever, that's what we have, this power. And I feel like the large majority of the country wants this change. You know, look at how the protests and all of that. So it's a little bit like a sea, what is it called? Not an earthquake, but the sea coming, you can't stop it. Sea change, and also the tsunamis, like you can have the biggest building, the mightiest thing, but the sea comes, you can't stop it. There's nothing you can do to protect yourself when the sea comes. So I feel like it's this momentum of a population, and I feel like, in a weird way, Trump connected us. So, you know what I mean? Like I would have been more passive or like just doing day-to-day things. But once he came on, I feel like it focused what really matters and what doesn't. So I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, I mean, it's that's what I think. I feel like also, yeah. Barbara's saying, fascinating consideration today, gives me lots to ponder, especially about my own power in this situation. I have never been so alert and active too. Yeah. So, yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, because I don't know. I just really feel like I exhausted the thing about logic and speech isn't always the best. I think ultimately it's not enough anymore. It has to have a greater I don't know, a greater, like, another stage, because if I'm able to just listen to them, and like, it makes me crazy, it drives up the outrage, and it doesn't make me feel powerful at all. So that's that. Yeah, no, it's good. That's nice, guys. Yeah. No, I feel like we should, let's, like, it's 9:40 now. in 5 minutes we'll get started to say goodbye. But I'm really enjoying our conversation. So it's just like, yeah, no, I just feel, guys, really that it's not, that we're almost there, really, like, and that really, like, as many people have said before, that this is a moment where we have to remove all the darkness, and once it's removed, then we have to rebuild a new reality. It's going to be tough too. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be like, oh great, everything's fine, but it's like we have to spell out what we stand for as opposed to what we're against, and it's just as hard in a different way. So it's not even like being positive. It's not passive. It's like we have to articulate what it is that matters to us, and like what we think. It's like what we think needs to happen or to change, and how we see the new reality. Yes, exactly. I think so. It's going to be us women. Be specific. Exactly. Because I was thinking this, the whole thing of like what I want to see, like I said, the next meditations or whatever. And it's like, well, I want the government to be for the helps people, like, but it can't be like that. It has to be like specific. And it's like, there's going to be laws that protect voters, and so it's like, I have to almost like, it's not like we want to be a politician, but you have to like really articulate what you want, because it's in a way it's easier to be like, oh, look, Wall Street people are horrible and all that. But I feel like, so what do I want? What, not just me, but like, what do I think would be better? Then even if I don't know exactly the answer, then I articulate it, and then sort of like, then if we think that I want something else, then what is it? Okay, so, because I feel like the difference between us and men, especially powerful men, is that they're used to their words create reality. It's like how it is for them. They want this happens. Nobody questions them. Nobody is like, oh, really? Really? Are you kidding? No. It's like, exactly. So I feel like it's time for us to see, at least it's happened to me, like that the only way to heal from this and to create a new reality is to use a different kind of power, because I think we will never win over, like, I'm just thinking of the particular situation with the bots and the hate speech, which is something I know a little bit more about. And I know that if we decide to just keep up with the verbal world, it's not going to, like the textual world, which is like where how the internet is built, it's not going to work. But if you use images and you use emotion, that's when you have power. But it has to be a completely different thing, because what we have now doesn't work for us, So, and I don't think it's even necessarily about the concept of equality. It's about a concept of humanity. You know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of like, it's not that we want to be like men, or do we want to be like, I don't want to, it's that we want to create a system that reflects humanity at large, and not just like, because for example, like, I feel like a lot of jobs and a lot of offices are like very sterile and impersonal, because it's like, but do we want to be like that? No. It has to be about, it's like cutting out the mask of hypocrisy. If anything, that would be the basic, if anything. Okay. So it's like people are themselves and you don't have to perform. So it's just like, it's like this world, we have to create it. That's the job. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, yep, exactly. They can't, exactly. It has to be another way. And even if it's like, of course, nothing is perfect, and it's the infancy of everything. But back in the day, remember, like at some point, maybe however long ago was they started, the U.S. Constitution was written, or it's like everything takes a long time to build, or like it's, back, there used to not be the idea. There used to be just monarchy, and then somebody decided to do something else. And like, it's like those moments where it all starts with the idea and like the clarity of vision. That's the important thing. You have to have clarity of vision and think about what really matters, and know that. So if you can articulate what matters and have clarity of vision, then it kind of goes from there. And so I don't know, guys. So that's what I think. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. So, like, you know, and I think talking to you guys, like honestly feeling like I'm not alone in the feelings that I've had before, it's amazing. Because I remember when when I first started doing these readings, I was like, oh my God, I need to know. I remember like, I need to know constantly, because you want, it's like I was thirsty for, there has to be something else. And as it developed, it became this, you know, and I feel like I feel supported. I feel like we're experiencing similar things in different degrees, in different ways. But I feel like we're like, there's something wrong. It's not right. It's not right. And it's like, how do we connect? You know, how do we move the needle forward or whatever, however they say it. So now that I feel like even this, you know, this first, it was much more technical, then I started being more intuitive. And it's like accepting this other reality, you know, this other world, because it's not, yeah. But I didn't, it's like I was inside, but also like I was desperate, you know, like, because we didn't have a choice. It's not like you're like, oh, what do we do today to do this or do that? Like, no, it's like, if we don't do this, like nothing's, I'm not, it's not that I wanted, wasn't that I was doing this in order to get something, but it was more like, it's more like, you know, you really feel the sense of urgency about things, because it's not like it's not going to improve, right? I mean, if we let things as they are, they're just going to explode or whatever. But I feel like, you know, this is the funny thing about Trump. It's like, it looks like it's going to explode regardless, even if there was no Mueller investigation. Seems like would not be able to keep on going. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. So I don't know. I think it's gonna get better. I really do. And I think it's already gotten so much better than before. Okay. And even like the fact that there's more readers now online, even just a small world, there's small niche of interests. I feel like the more I hear people seeing similar things or kind of repeating, then it becomes it's possible, you know, that it's like, it becomes, people start believing that it's possible, and people no longer believe that it's, you know, that, yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's a new consciousness. So anyway, so that's that, guys. I'm getting it. My voice is going a little bit, and I'm getting a little tired. So, but tomorrow there's tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Valentine's Day, and then Thursday. So there's nothing on Valentine's Day. So there's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Okay, so we can continue our conversation. All right. Okay, guys. All right. So yeah, it was very nice. It was very nice. Okay. And oh, okay. It's okay. It's okay, Lucian. All right, guys. So I'll see you. Thanks for watching thus far. It was a long day today. All right. So yeah. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thanks for your comment, also, Patricia, about the breathing. Okay. So I'll change. All right. So good night. Good night, guys. See you later. Okay. See you tomorrow. Okay. Bye. Bye. Good night.